There's a new twist in the Sandra Birchmore case that I'm pretty sure nobody saw coming. Now, if you remember, Sandra Birchmore died back in 2021, and she died and they investigated it as self-harm. But in 2024, Massachusetts police officer Matthew Farrell was arrested and charged in connection with her death. Now, like I said, they initially investigated it as self-harm, but there was this Boston Globe reporter who did not give up. And so they kept looking into the case, and that led to Mr. Farrell's arrest. So if you ask me, there ain't one thing good about this man over here. Sandra joined the Police Force Explorers Academy when she was 15 years old. And that's when he and some others started grooming her. And they had a physical relationship when she was 15 years old. And it continued for 8 years. She was 23 years old and pregnant at the time of her death. Now, not only did he have relations with this girl when she was 15 years old and he was 26, but again, this relationship continued and he was married and still continuing the relationship. His wife was pregnant and he was still continuing the relationship. And then she was in labor at the time that Sandra died. Now, Sandra knew that she had other partners other than this guy, but she strongly believed that he was the father of her baby, and she told him that. She had also said to friends, allegedly, that he was violent with her and that he was really not happy about this baby. So if she believed that the baby was his, you know she made him believe that the baby was his. So it's believed that he silenced her permanently so that his wife wouldn't find out, so that his job wouldn't find out, so that nobody would find out. Now here's the twist. New DNA results have shown that he is actually not the father of her child. He's still been charged federally, and I believe that these charges will still stick with him because the motive is still there. He still thought he was the father of their child. He still would lose his job and his career. He still could be charged criminally with the abuse of Sandra. His wife would still leave him and take their unborn baby with her if she found out. But while the government still has motive for this case, what the defense has now is someone else to pin it on. That is if the court allows them to get into third-party guilt, meaning, hey, somebody else did it. But there are rules surrounding that. There's a test to see if the judge lets this in. It has to be more probative than prejudicial. There has to be some direct relationship with this person to this case that eases up and gives him reasonable doubt. They're not just going to let you point the finger at any Joe Schmo walking down the street. So the point is that we don't know who the father is at this point. Will they identify them? I don't know. Do they know who it is even? I don't know. But you got to have someone specific to point the finger at, and it can't just be that that guy is the baby's father. It has to be something more. Like, I don't know, the fact that your wife would leave you and take your unborn child. In the end, the decision on whether to allow this evidence in belongs to a judge, and that's why they wear the robe and I don't. But it's very sad to me that she probably was killed for nothing, for a mistaken belief. That's why she died.